The movie opens at a kid's birthday party. A group of children are sitting in a circle playing spin the bottle. The rule is simple. Whoever the bottle points to, those two go into the closet together. Charlie is sitting in the circle with his eye on a girl in a green skirt. The bottle spins. It does not land on the girl in the green skirt. It lands on Anisha, a girl in gothic makeup and dark clothes sitting across the circle. Charlie looks at her and his face falls. They go into the closet together and close the door. Inside, Anisha tells Charlie she likes him and leans in. Charlie looks at her makeup and pulls back. He rejects her. Anisha does not take it quietly. She shoves him out of the closet, reaches out and grabs a piece of his hair, and before he can say anything, she curses him. She tells him he will never be happy and that every woman he's ever with will leave him and find her real soulmate the moment she does. We jump forward years later. Charlie is on a beach with an attractive woman named Carol. The two of them are having a great time together. The next day, Charlie meets up with his best friend Stu. They have been close since they were kids. Charlie tells Stu that he and Carol just broke up the morning after the beach. Stu listens. Charlie and Stu both work as doctors out of the same building. Charlie is a dentist. Stu is a plastic surgeon who specializes in breast enlargements. Their patients could not be more different. Most of Charlie's patients are older people coming in for routine work, while Stu's waiting room is full of young women. Stu loves his job enormously. That weekend, Charlie gets invited to the wedding of his ex-girlfriend, Kathy. He and Stu go together. At the wedding reception, Charlie notices a woman across the room. She is clumsy in a way that is hard to miss, bumping into things, nearly tripping, somehow making it look effortless. Her name is Cam, and she works at an aquarium looking after penguins. Charlie goes over and they talk for a while. Before the night ends, Charlie gives her his contact details and tells her to call him if she ever needs her teeth seen to. Before Charlie leaves the wedding, Kathy pulls him aside and tells him something. The night she and Charlie broke up, a man proposed to her on the same evening. She is now marrying that man. As if on cue, Carol is also at the reception and comes over to tell Charlie she has a new boyfriend too. Charlie stands there and starts doing the math in his head. The next day, Charlie arrives at work and the waiting room is packed, but not with patients. It is full of attractive women who have no dental issues. Reba, Charlie's assistant, pulls him aside and shows him an article she found online. The article lays it all out. Woman after woman who was with Charlie ended up finding her life partner almost immediately after. The article calls him a good luck charm. That is what brought all these women to his door. Meanwhile, at the aquarium, Cam is going about her day feeding the penguins. One of the penguins wanders across the path at the wrong moment, and Cam goes down hard, hitting her face and chipping her tooth. She picks herself up, pulls out her phone, and calls Charlie. Cam comes into Charlie's office that evening, and he fixes her tooth. While he is working, Cam accidentally knocks a tray of sharp dental instruments off the counter, and several of them embed themselves into Charlie's back. He barely flinches and just keeps working. When he is done, he asks her if she wants to have dinner. She says no and heads for the elevator. At the elevator, Cam's car won't start. Charlie stays and helps her with it. They get it going, but when Cam closes the door, she realizes her keys are still inside. Charlie drives her home so she can get her spare key. When they get to her place, her house key is also in the car. Cam is deeply frustrated with herself. She breaks the glass on her own front door to get in. Then Charlie drives her all the way back to her car. By the time everything is sorted, it is late, and they have spent most of the evening together without planning to. Charlie gets home and walks in to find Reba sitting on his couch, dressed up and waiting for him. She tells him straight she is tired of being single, and she wants Charlie to sleep with her so the curse will kick in and she can find her soulmate. Charlie is caught completely off guard. Reba does not leave until she gets what she came for. That weekend, Charlie meets Stu at a park and tells him everything that has been happening. Stu's view is that Charlie is doing a public service. He gets genuinely enthusiastic about it. They decide to go back through everyone Charlie has ever been with and verify whether the pattern holds. They track the women down, make calls, check on them. Every single one is now in a relationship or married. The curse is completely consistent. From that point, the women keep coming to Charlie's office in numbers. More arrive every day, and most of them are not there about their teeth. Charlie starts going along with it and works his way through a long run of one night after another. Stu monitors the results and confirms each time. The woman was with someone new within days. It works every time. One evening, Charlie is at home watching a documentary about penguins on television. He thinks about Cam. He picks up the phone and calls her and asks her out properly. They start spending real time together. They go on dates. She takes him behind the scenes at the aquarium and introduces him to the penguins individually. Love starts to develop between them slowly and naturally. One evening at Cam's apartment, things start moving towards something more. Cam is ready and leading the way, but the thought hits him and he freezes. He remembers exactly what Stu told him. He calls Stu quietly and Stu confirms it again. Every single woman, every single time, without exception. If Charlie sleeps with Cam, she will find someone else within days and he will lose her. Charlie makes an excuse, stumbles out of an explanation, and leaves Cam's apartment. Cam is confused and slightly annoyed, but lets it go for now. The next day, Charlie and Stu decide to test whether there are any exceptions to the curse. They scan the beach looking for someone who seems like the least likely candidate to find love, and land on a large woman tanning by herself. Charlie approaches her and works his way into a situation. He manages to sleep with her. He feels terrible about it afterward. A few days later, Stu calls Charlie. The woman still has not found anyone. Charlie is relieved and goes straight to Cam. They finally spend the night together properly. They knock things over and break things around her apartment, and she drops him off the bed at one point. But it happens. The next morning, Charlie wakes up feeling fine. He is almost calm. Then he turns on the television and a morning news segment comes on. The woman from the beach is on screen. She just got married. It happened in the few days between Charlie leaving her and now. Charlie stares at the screen. He immediately starts worrying about Cam. He goes into overdrive trying to hold on to her. He shows up at the aquarium with surprises. He makes her breakfast. He sends so many flowers and balloons to her workplace that her colleagues cannot get through the corridors. He calls her nearly every day. Cam starts to find all of it suffocating. It is too much, too fast, too intense, and she pulls back. One day, Charlie shows up at the aquarium with a ring box in his pocket, intending to propose. When he gets there, he spots Cam standing close to a man he doesn't recognize, and they look comfortable together, laughing, talking about the penguins. Charlie's jealousy takes over completely. He confronts the man in front of everyone. It turns into a scene. The man is her hairdresser. There is no romantic rival. Security removes Charlie from the premises. Cam tells Charlie it is over. She is embarrassed and done, and does not want to hear an explanation. One day, a bottle rolls off the pile of trash and falls on the floor in front of him. Something about it brings back the memory of the birthday party and Anisha and the closet. He sits there and thinks about the curse properly for the first time in a long time. He calls Stu and tells him he wants to find Anisha. They look up her address together and drive over. Charlie sits across from Anisha in her living room and explains everything. Every woman, the pattern, Cam, all of it, and asks her to take the curse back. Anisha looks at him and tells him she was a child when she said those words and had no idea what she was doing. She tells him it was nonsense. Then she says something that stays with him. If Charlie and Cam truly belong together, they will find their way to each other on their own. Anisha is married now and happy. Charlie thanks her and leaves. The next day, Charlie goes back to the aquarium. He spots Cam in her area, but she's with a man he has not seen before. Another penguin enthusiast, clearly someone in her world, and the two of them look genuinely connected over their shared interest. Charlie watches from a distance, and his heart sinks. He convinces himself that this is the man the curse has delivered to her. He turns around and leaves without saying anything. Charlie goes home and does not come out. He plays video games for days straight. The apartment gets worse. Stu eventually shows up with his new girlfriend. It turns out she's one of the women Charlie was with during his curse streak. The irony is not lost on anyone. Stu pulls Charlie aside and delivers the news. Cam is leaving for Antarctica. The man Charlie saw at the aquarium is a famous penguin researcher and author whose work Cam has admired for years, and she has been invited to join his expedition. She is heading to the airport. Stu tells Charlie to stop sitting here and go get her. Charlie gets up, he gets in the car and drives to the airport. When he gets there, Cam is already at the gate. He goes to the counter and buys himself onto the same flight. He gets on the plane. On board, he finds Cam sitting next to the penguin researcher. Charlie goes to her and apologizes for everything. The obsessive behavior, the scene at the aquarium, all of it. He tells her he wants to come back. Cam tells him she is only going to Antarctica temporarily. It is a research trip, nothing more. And then it comes up that the man sitting next to her is already married. He is not a romantic threat. He never was. Charlie reaches into his pocket and hands Cam a small box. She opens it. Inside is not a ring. It is a smooth stone. Charlie tells her what it means. When a male penguin chooses his mate, he searches the entire beach for the most perfect pebble he can find and brings it to her. That is how they choose. That is what this is. Cam looks at the stone, and then she looks at Charlie. She pulls him in and kisses him. Back in her house, Anisha opens a box at the back of a closet. Inside is a voodoo doll with Charlie's face on it and a needle pushed through it. She reaches in and pulls the needle out. The curse is broken. In the end, Charlie and Cam can be seen flying to Antarctica together to see the penguins. Like and subscribe for more recaps like this.